Lurch, I'm calling your shit today.
Oh, Lord, what
You're like,
I do today?
Oh, what's new?
What is new today?
Oh, poor Lurch. So Lurch has been busy down at the store facility.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I enjoy it.
He's just kicking ass down there. Amazing. But there is one area you have failed.
Okay.
And it needs to be fixed soon.
All right.
I have been down there and had to do my business.
Yeah.
And what I mean by business is a deuce.
A dumper?
A deuce.
Speaking of that, to bust on you a little bit, were you raised in a barn?
Nope.
You always leave the toilet seat up.
Dude.
You were raised in a barn?
I don't have a vagina. I leave it up because I'm gonna pee the same way the next time.
Nobody wants to look at the dirty toilet water.
Dude, has your wife trained you that much?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, you're admitting that on a podcast?
Absolutely.
My wife has tried to train me for 20. We just celebrated our 27-year anniversary. Still don't close the fucking toilet.
I know you don't.
Nope.
You're a heathen.
I am. And dude, I can't, you just admitted that publicly, dude. That your wife has trained you.
I was trained as a child to put the seat down. Yeah. I'm not a heathen.
Dude, why do you put it down?
I wasn't born in a barn.
What are you putting it down for?
It's just more sanitary. I don't want you got.
How's it sanitary? Is something jumping out of there?
But you don't have to look in there.
It doesn't. That has nothing to do with looks. Has nothing to do with sanitary.
You could have little poop particles just floating up out of
nothing.
There. Whatever.
You got nothing. You sit and take a dump. That's worse than actually having it open. You don't think poop particles are coming up when you're dumping?
I just think it's better to close it.
Right. And that's cool.
That's how I was raised.
But there's no real factual basis behind that.
But
I appreciate that you like that.
Even if there was one, you discount it just to make the argument in your favor.
I'm trying to come around here. I'm open. I'm an open book. I'm willing to take information in. I'm struggling on this one to find out why, other than your wife, which I get it, and I've disregarded, would like it down so that when they go, they can, the toilet seat's down at least.
Well, they still got, there's work either way.
Most wives just want the toilet seat down. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, sure.
Yours,
fair enough.
She may want the whole lid closed. Apparently you want it closed because you're afraid to look inside a toilet.
No,
that's called a phobia.
Well, here's what the internet says.
Jeez.
Research has found that flushing the toilet with the lid down could reduce airborne particles by as much as 50%. In addition to the visible drops of water that are generated upon flushing the toilet, smaller droplets are just micrometers in diameter.
Ridiculous.
Also form and are propelled into the surrounding air.
I think you should wear a mask from now on when you're in the bathroom, dude. And so that
there are days I probably should.
I've been an
depend on what I've eaten.
Okay. Anyways.
Anywho.
I can,
So back to the bathroom.
Where
am I lacking in my duties?
Before we finish that up, so basically what the findings are is Lurch has no point other than he likes it closed.
Again.
Most ladies just like the lid down because they don't want to have to put it down every time they go to the bathroom. And I told my wife, I'm like, well, I don't want to put it up every time I go to the bathroom. So bam, here we are 27 years later. Actually, we dated for 3 years before that. So some like 30 years later.
Oh yeah. You're just spreading your stink around.
Still not doing it
with the lid up.
Still not doing it, dude. Dude, you courtesy flush and you're sitting on it and you don't think.
Not everybody courtesy flushes.
Well, they should.
Very nice of you.
And you do too.
Oh, I do.
I've heard you in there.
Oh yeah.
And you're not worried about that.
No.
With the actual.
Well, because I got my butt over it.
With your
sealed
water breaking turd in there. And you're not worried about breathing those particles, but by God, we don't want it up while it's stationary and nothing's happening to it. Yeah.
It's more than anything, it's probably just my OCD. It just looks.
There you go.
It looks unfinished.
And I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. That explanation I can't argue with.
When it's down, it looks like it should.
Yes, the sanitary thing. No, I can't find that.
Yeah, it's probably my OCD more than anything.
But I'm cool with that.
Don't worry, I close it.
I have my things, but yes.
After you've been down there, I close it.
And I'm not going to close it.
I know you won't.
And here will help, though. Here's the thing. Out of that whole conversation, which is ridiculous, like we do here.
Yeah.
My whole point is you're worried about particles. Here you are. I close it because I don't like poop particles in water.
I didn't say that. I said that's what the internet said. I admit I just like it closed. It looks tidier.
Well,
it's my OCD.
Let's just say that that you don't like the poop particles. Okay. Well, that argument right there, what the internet, whoever's arguing that, all right.
It's on the internet.
Here's why I can't believe you don't have this down there right here. I'm rolling right into it, dude.
Okay.
No Dude Bomb spray.
No, yeah, we got to use up the
No, you don't.
the bombs.
You
need
to order some spray, dude.
I'll do it right now.
I can't believe it. Now, here's the deal.
Do you need any for here while I order it?
No, I'm good here.
Okay.
We need Dude Bomb spray down there. How you doing on Dude Wipes down at the store?
Pretty good. And I think we talked about this in a previous episode. I thought we were out at home.
Yeah.
And I ordered another 6-pack, and now I've got like 10 packs at home. So we're good.
They'll dry out.
Yeah, I can take from home for a while.
So, dude, here's the deal. We have the Febreze down there. It's not the same.
No.
So I sprayed that in the toilet before I tested it.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't do nearly as good a job as the Dude Bomb spray. The Dude Bombs drops, they're just little packets that you drop in. They do pretty good.
Kind of like you put in your dishwasher, you know, those little packets.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what we have down there. They do pretty good. And we were testing both. That's why we have those. But I definitely say my personal preference is the spray.
I've been using up the little.
It's the bomb. I have it at home. Seriously, the other day, dude.
The other ones are the stank eliminators, the little pouches.
Yes. So the other day, I got confirmation from my wife about the spray, dude.
Oh, yeah?
So I was in there for a little while. Sometimes I got to work it out. And she had to go in there to get ready for something real quick. And she saw me and she looked at me and she goes, "Is it safe to go in there?" I go, "Honey, not only it's perfectly safe. I use the Dude Bomb spray. And after my courtesy flush, I sprayed some more in there. And I said, literally, you have nothing to fear going in there." She went in, she came out. She admittedly was surprised that there was no stank in there. You know what else the Dude Bomb spray is good for, Lurch? I do this.
If you rip a fart?
Well, that too. That's a legit use. But is after, so I spray it in the toilet, drop my deuce sometimes if it's a good one.
Maybe a little blast into the air.
After I courtesy flush, I do another, I just raise up a little bit.
Oh.
I grab the junk. I pull the junk out of the way because I don't want my meat. I just grab my meat in my hand and I pull it up and a little spray so that for the next log that comes out, dude, there's some spray in there.
Oh,
I'm
just leave it behind.
I'm a very courtesy crapper, dude.
Nice.
But after you take a deuce, even though you've used the Dude Bomb spray and you know you're safe, I spray a little in the air like air freshener, dude.
Yeah.
Just a little spritzer in the air, just like that, dude. Lady can walk in right after that, dude, and there's no way they can tell you took a deuce. It's that good, guys. And we do use it, and we're getting it down at the store. Now, I don't know how we've been so busy. We moved into the new store a couple months ago, and more than a couple now. But we didn't have that down there. So Lurch is going to get us down there. And the way you get that, guys, if you want to support us, is lawabidingbiker.com/dude. It's actually called Dude Bomb Spray is what it's called. So lawabidingbiker.com/dude-bombs. No additional cost to you. We do get a small commission if you click through and make a purchase. And don't forget, while you're over there, get a couple packs of the Dude Wipes. Those in combination are what every biker needs in their bathroom. We have them in the studio here. We have them in the store facility, and I have them in my home bathroom. There you go. Get hooked up, guys. All right. So you want to handle this? This is a patron. This is in the private Facebook group, I believe. And it's rolling right into what we talked about. So Lurch is going to go ahead, and I'm not signed in. I hope you have it up.
I will shortly.
Didn't we have this? I had to do this on my
we need
personal computer the other days. Well, Facebook does that, and frickin' Facebook.
So quite often we like to highlight an email or a voicemail. Occasionally we like to go into the Law Abiding Biker member-only patron Facebook page, only for mid-level and above patrons. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Occasionally something just funny as well. So this one made me laugh. Jason Heath, patron Jason Heath, says, "Looks like Dude Wipes are in the fall season also. And I look down and they are Dude Wipes and the scent is dumpkin. spice. Instead of pumpkin
great marketing.
spice, it's dumpkin
That
spice.
is the best. Dude, is this legit?
Yeah.
We got to get a pack.
I thought it was horseshit. I looked it up.
So did I. I
It's
thought somebody
legit.
photoshopped that.
No, it's legit.
We got to get those in our life.
Absolutely. It's got clove, nutmeg, and other fall ****.
Dude, I can
Another
use
fall
these
shit.
dumpkin spice dude wipes while I'm drinking my pumpkin spice cold brew from Starbucks, dude.
I will order them as I'm ordering the dude spray.
That's what you're drinking right now. Pumpkin spice cold brew, dude. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to get, I do like the mint, but it'll just make me feel more Christmassy
Yeah.
to be wiping my ass with dumpkin spice, dude. Thanks for that. In Jason Heath in the private. Yeah, go ahead.
And then Mark Arnold, patron Mark Arnold, said, I think I'll stay with the fresh mint ones.
Yeah, good call. Good call. We're only getting the dumpkin spice because that's our job here, is to test this stuff for you guys. I love the mint so much, like Mark Arnold. It's hard for me to go away from those, but in the interest of this, don't get too many.
No, I won't. I think there's
them.
a 3-pack or something.
Okay, and we'll try those, and we'll let you guys. We'll report back to you here in the holiday seasons of whether we like the dumpkin spice. There you go. Well done. Well done. All right, guys. So, first aid trauma kits, guys. Moving them in the store. A lot of them. We appreciate all your support. And that's because as bikers, you guys know, we all know that unexpected things can happen. Now, many of us are prepared for a mechanical issue with our beloved Cruise Tools roadside emergency repair kits from the Law-Abiding Biker store. But more serious than a motorcycle breakdown is an injury to you or someone you're riding with. Now, why would you risk not being prepared for that? That's right. Admittedly, for years, I carried tools. I was all prepared for whatever reason, even being a first responder. I'm like, now I think about it, I'm like, why did I not have a first aid kit in my bike? Dumb. But that happened to me. So that's why we brought the Law-Abiding Biker First Aid and Trauma Kit right to our store, guys, for you guys at a very affordable price, I might add. So we wanted to get it in everybody's hands. We've given you no reason not to be prepared with a small and easy storable biker prepared first aid kit. Yep, we really thought this biker first aid kit out to make sure it had all the necessities without overdoing it to keep it small. Because, we can all overdo it on a Harley. We can all overdo it on gear. I can overdo it on camera gear. We all have our deal where you can overdo it on first aid kit too. It needs to be affordable. It needs to be small. It needs to have what you need for a biker environment. It does come with everything you need because we thought it out, such as a plethora of different size bandages, gauze, compression dressing, medical tape, latex gloves, whistle, scissors, rescue blanket, and most importantly, a military tourniquet. Yep, those can save a life. We carry those all the time. If you don't know how to use a tourniquet, you should take some basic training on it. It's super easy concepts to understand, but you should have a tourniquet with you. And all these items are inside a very tightly packed tactical nylon MOLLE bag, measuring only 8 by 4 by 4. Fit in your saddlebag easy, your trunk, guys, wherever you want it. We wanted to keep it very tight, very compact. We succeeded. Best of all is, that our kit is designed right here by us, guys. It's biker tested, biker approved, and we put our name right on the outside of the kit. That's right, our stamp of approval. This is not something you should have with you at all times, but a must-have at all times. Like I said earlier, guys, why we aren't all carrying one of these, absolutely should. You can get it right in the Law-Abiding Biker store. It is the Law-Abiding Biker First Aid and Trauma Kit. In stock now. We have a lot of them, and we're moving a lot of them, and we appreciate your support. What a great, going into the holiday season, what a great gift for any biker in your life. And best of all is I would get one. I got one for my pickup truck because I drive that. I can throw one in the police bike. It's actually better than what I was carrying. And whatever, snowmobiling, if you're into that, whatever vehicles you're driving, guys, get one of those. Like I say, super compact and everything you need. And we are keeping it at a very affordable price because we want everybody to have one of those. And if you use it, drop us a line and let us know how it worked. And, if you're willing to share, lawabidingbiker.com/contact, and we may share it on a future episode.
Dude, we might be a little late on the pumpkin spice.
Uh-oh.
It was just there the other day when I looked on Amazon.
They probably just ran a certain number of them.
They probably gone.
Okay.
We'll have to wait till next year.
Well, we'll see. They may come back in stock.
Yeah. Keep an eye on it.
Want to ride longer? Tired of a sore and achy ass? Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. Oh, yeah, once you've used Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. All right, Lurch. So it was cold this morning, and we met. We're actually doing 3 podcasts today. We got to get some in the bucket. It's a marathon podcast day. But I will say, I still have the Indian guys, the Indian Pursuit, and it's awesome. And they're letting me keep it. And I've had it for over 2 months now. And we're going into the winter season. It was 30 degrees when I rode to the coffee shop this morning to meet Lurch to get some show notes ready. And I'm still experiencing that bike. And now I'm able to experience in much, much colder temperatures. I'll say up front, I love the Indian Pursuit. You guys need to look at my review video of it. It's very thorough. But the more time you spend with a bike, the more things you learn about it. And like I will say, I like a lot of things about it. And I'm riding it every chance I get. A couple things to note, and we're always honest here on this podcast. And I've dogged Harley for stuff, and I've dogged the Boombox for stuff. And the more, and I'm not afraid. No matter these companies give me these bikes to test, I'm never going to not tell you what I like, and especially what I don't like about them. That's just fair and honest in what I do here. You won't see that on some other channels. You'll just see nothing but all the good stuff, even though a lot of them know there's bad stuff, but they're afraid to say it. So all you Indian riders, I know we have a lot of riders that ride Indians that listen to this podcast. I love Indian. I want them to do well. So there's a lot of positives about that bike. There's a lot of positives about the Harleys. There's negatives. There's negatives about the Indian too. Anybody who thinks their bike is perfect is not being honest with themselves. Okay. Cause you'll hear that sometimes, it's okay. You know, you buy something. I've seen this with other products too. What was the recent one we did? Oh, the cell phone holder comparison between the biker gripper and the quad lock. You get some guys that are so sold on something. And I think it's because me and Lurch talked about this. I think it's because some people, well, everybody has a different emotional intelligence level. Mm-hmm. We know that. But I think sometimes people get so caught up because they spent money on a particular brand, whether that be a motorcycle or cell phone holder, that they are closed because they made that decision and they spent money on it, and they have to justify that that's why they did it, and that there's nothing wrong with what they purchased whatsoever because they spent a lot of money on it and they made the decision, and there's no way their decision can be wrong. Now, that's not the majority, but we do find that in comments and things. So I ride a Harley. There's things that they could do better. I ride the Indian. There's things that they could do better. So don't get mad. This isn't an Indian bash. I love the bike. But I will tell you that I've experienced, and I talked about it in my original review, that ride command system, guys, I'm sorry, it's horrid. With that said, it's worse. I will say, here's what I'll say. The older boombox, the first boombox on the Harley, the GTS unit 6.5, gives the ride command in shitty operation a run for its money. They're both horrid. And a lot of guys, when they first got the ride command, said it was so much better. I'm telling you, I've had this bike for 2.5 months. I've ridden it. It's not. The ride command has a shitload of issues, and it's time for Indian to make another newer, updated model. They're not going to fix all the bugs in that thing. And yes, mine's updated to the latest version. Thank you for all you YouTube commenters. It's a production bike, and it's a 2023. And yes, I checked, and it is updated. So some of the things that I wasn't able to say in my original video, of course, I did say some of the glitches. Again, the newer version of the boombox that came out in 19 and newer models, that boombox is way better than the ride command, because I updated to that on my 14 Street Glide. I updated to the new boombox, and I use both of them extensively, guys. It's still got glitches too, but it's way better. The ride command is very much like the original boombox. They go neck to neck in just both being horrible, horrible systems. So some of the new things that I've noticed this is multiple times. This isn't just one time. Okay. I'm telling you, Apple CarPlay continues to not connect. If I want it to connect, it will connect multiple times. And then one time I ride the bike, it won't. And then it'll stop working altogether. And I basically have to unpair my Bluetooth headset, take it off, delete it, repair it, and then Apple CarPlay will work. That's just one of the many Apple CarPlay issues with that system. So right now I just got tired of unpairing my headset and pairing it. So I just running the regular, my phone plugged in and just the regular integrated system, which is not nice, but it shows my music playing. I can still play music. This morning I started the bike up. The screen was dim. I could barely see it. And I couldn't see it enough to find where to make it bright again. So I shut the bike off. I turned all the power off. I power it back on. Now the screen's bright again. I've noticed that multiple times. That's another issue with that system. The other thing, I'm trying to think what else on that. That's some of the biggest issues that are frustrating with me right now is the Apple CarPlay and that screen dim thing. The other thing, me and Lurch got on the bike too. He noticed every time. You love this. Yeah. So you can turn your music down. You're listening to music. You make it to the coffee shop, wherever you're going. You turn the bike off. You come back out. You start the bike up. It literally starts playing your music at a loud volume level, even though you turn it all the way down. And you can't stop the music and you can't turn it down. So you're like in a parking lot next to an elderly lady and there's some freaking nasty rap, that you're listening to, but you don't necessarily, it's embarrassing. And it plays loud and you're looking at people that are looking at you. You're like, I'm not looking for attention here. I turned it all the way down before I came in the parking. It literally does that for like 30 to 45 seconds. So you kind of have to just hurry and ride out or wait for it. Eventually it'll catch up and then it'll give you the ability to turn it down. Lurch was looking at me one day and your music's playing. I'm not doing this. I'm like, dude, I'm so glad you're experiencing that frustrating issue. It has a mind of its own, and then you're able to turn it down and you can go back, to playing your music and all that kind of stuff. The only other thing I'll say is riding it. Speaking of riding in very cold weather, 30 degrees, it was foggy. I was very careful of freezing fog and stuff this morning. But the other thing is those bars sit above. So my Street Glide, I can run even in 30 degree weather at very cold temperatures like today at 30 degrees with my very thin gloves, with my heated grip so my fingers don't get cold. That Indian, the first time I tried that a couple of weeks ago in this cold weather, I thought I lost my fingertips, because there's no protection, guys. The stock bars don't get, your hands don't get protection from the stock bars, which is weird to me why it would be designed that way. So unfortunately, with an Indian Pursuit, if you're riding in cold weather, you're wearing full-on snowboard gloves. I was not going to make that mistake again. I wore full-on snowboard gloves. Yeah, the heated grips work great, but if you don't have fairing protection, it still helps heat your core temperature and up your arms, but it's not going to keep your fingertips from freezing. And so there you go. The Indian, not protected. You're going to be wearing, and I don't like wearing snowboard gloves or big, thick, any type of winter gloves when I'm riding. It's not good for controls. The clutching is different. I don't like it, but I'll do it. I had to, or I don't want to lose my fingers to frostbite. Lurch, anything on that?
Well, on my Road Glide, which is a similar fairing, shark nose style fairing. Granted, I have 13-inch bars on it, but even with the stock bars on it, you don't have as much protection. It's just the way that the Batwing is designed versus a shark nose fairing. But one of the things that I did is I put hand guards on mine. And that gives me some wind protection. I've noticed that riding in the cold is not as bad. That
would be good on the Indian. Yeah. Put some handguards on. And Lurch is right. That could just be the shark nose fairing. Obviously, the Batwing fairing, like on my Street Glide, those are the ultimate fairing for protection because the Batwing goes right around your hands if you have stock bars. And literally, I can ride in that's why I love that fairing so much. It's another reason. I like both. They're both great looking. I'm just talking about from a functionality standpoint. The Batwing just offers better protection all the way around for your hands and arms and all that kind of stuff. That's what it was designed for. That's why they designed the Batwing. It was to protect your hands from the elements. So there you go. That's just, other than that though, guys, again, long-term reviews, the longer you leave a bike, the more things you experience. That's why I wish I could have all of them this long, because it really, you can do follow-ups but all in all, I still love the bike. I'm riding it. It's a blast. And, but those are just some of the minor issues, or I say big issues with the ride command system. And like I say, don't get mad. I've said it about the Harley original boombox too. They're both crap, and no bike's perfect. So there you go. Oh, are we doing a podcast?
Maybe we should.
Is that what we're doing? Oh God, there you go. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here, by listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
That's right. Lurch and I do have just one question before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
We got a new free video Lurch wants to talk about.
Yeah, of course. I wasn't ready.
We are starting the episode,
I
so
know.
you might want to be ready. The music is your cue that we're starting.
Yeah, I was trying to do something else anyways.
Fuck with you.
I'm trying to get us a decent deal on the Dude Bomb spray. They're sold out on Amazon, and so there's a couple small businesses that have them.
Well, you took this to heart.
They want,
Good God.
but they want a shit ton for shipping. You know,
Yep, they bought them out.
Yeah,
Yep.
Screw them.
Supply and demand. Screw off.
Do it.
Yeah.
So the new free video is a biker review of the Icon Patrol 3 boots, progressive motorcycle riding shoes.
Rode those this morning. 30 degrees.
I like those.
Toasty warm.
Those got the boa laces on them, right? Yeah. You just click, 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 click.
Money.
Yeah.
Good and up to 100 degree, down to 30 degrees now, even 28 the other morning. I was riding.
Comfortable to walk in?
Super comfortable to walk in.
I'm getting close to due for a new pair of riding shoes. I might have to look at those.
Are highly recommended. If you guys want to see my full review, Lurch just gave it. He'll put it in the show notes, direct link to that article and the video, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is how you always get the show notes, or right in your whatever app you're listening to, Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Spotify, if you're over on YouTube, whatever, the links are there for you guys to click through and see that. Again, the Icon Patrol 3 boots, I'm seeing real quick if those are even... last time we did the Icon Patrol 2 boots, we sold them out, and I'm just checking at the time of this video if they are still in stock. It's an affiliate link. If you guys click through and purchase, again, it's in the video in our article. Why is it not really? What's going on there? Okay. So it looks like, they still got them. Good, guys. So a lot of different sizes. They are not out of stock yet. So, it's right now, it's my favorite new riding shoe. They come in 2 different colors, but yeah, enough said there.
Well, let me see the other color. You have the black, and it looks like they come with a gray or something like that.
Where did I go? There it is. Down here. Yep. I can't get it. Their site is not very responsive right now. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they're good looking.
Those aren't bad looking. I prefer the black.
Yeah.
The gray's got a white sole on the side, so a little more stylish, I suppose. But
I chose the black.
Yeah, I think that was a good choice.
But yeah, they're good looking too. So
I'll have to keep an eye on those.
Yeah, head over, guys. Check out the full review video. We're always putting out new videos on the YouTube channel. And while you're over there, make sure you subscribe. We are so close to 200,000 subscribers.
I know, right on the edge of it.
We're right on. We're flirting with it. So get us there, guys. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's free. There you go. Now, we want to also, that's it for videos, I guess. We've got a lot of others coming up. That's the only one we're going to mention today. So main topic today, guys, we're going to get right into it. We want to talk about motorcycle rider safety, clothing, equipment, paint, lighting, everything in between. Now, I do want to say, first thing, we did a 2.5 hour episode. You'll probably have to listen into it in multiple segments. It was super, super detailed. And that was Law Abiding Biker episode number 200. So you want to go back and listen to that at some point. It's all about it's called Motorcycle Riding Safety Tips and Dangers from a police motorcycle officer and instructor, i.e., that's me. So I give you, we dig in on that episode. That specifically deals with riding safety tips, how I stay alive out there. The things I've learned because I'm out every day. I mean, and I'm not just riding, guys. I'm busting U-turns, turning around on cars, pulling out, after I laser somebody, getting out into traffic.
Laser.
I'm running, code 3, lights and siren. I'm splitting traffic. I'm busting intersections, being out every single day for 10-hour shifts on a motorcycle, you learn a lot, and you've got to be on your game to not get hurt. So anyways, in that particular episode, that's what that's all about. This episode, again, is just dealing with kind of clothing, equipment, paint, lighting, other things other than being a really good trained rider can keep you alive out there. So that's what we're going to focus on. Do you want to mention the other episode and what we did there, Lurch?
The other episode, the LAB-354, it's all about lighting. Is that what you're talking about? We really dug into all the different types of lighting that you can add to your bike and what grabs attention. And we're big fans of the Ciro products around here, so we talked about a lot of those. And if you want to check that out and light up your bike and be seen, check out Law Abiding Biker episode 349. So Law Abiding Biker /349.
So there you go, guys. We're going to, we'll lightly maybe glaze over lighting here, but we wanted to let you know that you want to really get into lighting safety and some of the products we recommend. That is the episode for you. So again, Lurch will link to all these in the show notes for you. If you're driving right now or you can't get a pen or notes, just hit the show notes and he will remind you of which episodes you should listen to and what they are about. So Lurch actually came up with this kind of topic, and it was very interesting. It's surprising that we're so many episodes in and after 10 years and we haven't covered this yet, but that's what's great. There's endless content. So we're really going to be referring to a NHTSA article, and that's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration that oversees here in the United States anyways, all things traffic. They are the governing body, so to speak. They are the expert. They do all the research. They have organizations do research for them. And so one of the main articles is a NHTSA article, and Lurch will link to this. All these links will be in the show notes if you want to read it for yourself. But that's kind of just to let you know kind of what we're going off, and then we're going to spin off from there. And we did a little deeper research, so to speak, and we'll break some of this down for you. So let's start here, Lurch. So motorcyclists who are conspicuous are underrepresented in crashes.
So what does that mean in plain English?
You tell me.
It means that people that are obvious or easily seen are not being involved in crashes. It's the people that are inconspicuous, that aren't seen, that are being represented in crashes.
Right. Very good.
So just simply put, the more you're seen, the less likely you are to be in a collision.
Right. Yeah. Very well. A common complaint of street riders, and we've all heard this, and now I'll bring some of my police motorcycle officer experience, because that's what I do, is I respond to a crap load of collisions. That's one of my main duties. And so a common complaint of street riders is that other motorists fail to observe them. Motorists who violate motorcyclists' right of way frequently state, quote, "I didn't see him," or "he came out of nowhere." And I can attest to this. And Lurch worked for an agency, the Washington State Patrol, that is their prime mission, is traffic safety. And so I know you've heard some of that too at motorcycle collisions, right?
Yep. Didn't see him, came out of nowhere.
Yep. And obviously motorcycles are harder to see. We know that even when I'm out on the road in a cage, you have to take that second look. And interestingly I forget when it was, but they started popping up maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and we did talk about it lightly on an episode, is a lot of cities now, and that came from NHTSA, is you'll see the motorcycle signs now, and they say watch for motorcycles, but they're pretty inconspicuous, aren't they?
Yeah, the share the road, watch for motorcyclists.
Yeah, because they're, until you start looking for them, they're not like in your face. I don't know. Have you seen any? They're kind of yellow signs, and they're maybe off on like a pole or something. They're in kind of random places. Have you noted anything else?
I have, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen them. I just don't know what the philosophy is behind them. Meaning, did they put them in high collision areas, or they just randomly spread around? I don't know. Yep.
I don't either, but it's good to see them out there. And at least, and I know, and I don't remember what was involved with that, but it was a study, and I know it was at a height when they were trying to, improve or minimize motorcycle collisions and fatalities. So That is a very common thing I hear at collisions all the time is I just didn't see him. So,
and that I haven't paid attention in other states. I mean, we're talking about Washington in particular, and that might have been a project with the Traffic Safety Commission.
No, it was national.
Was it?
I specifically remember. Yeah, it was a national thing, and it was from NHTSA, and different states took part in that whole thing. My memory serves me right on that. So the other problem of other motorists failing to observe motorcycles apparently exists on several levels. So here's there's a lot of articles referenced in that. So there's a lot of references in this article. So we'll link to it in the show notes, and then you can hit the references if you want. But an important HURT report finding was that conspicuous motorcycles and riders were less likely to have their right-of-way violated by other vehicles. And we're going to break some of this down, guys, here in a minute about colors and high vis and all that kind of stuff. But a variety of recognized tactics exist to make motorcycles and their riders more conspicuous: lighting, surface color, size, and rider traffic strategy. All right, so I'm going to go back here, and we've got Lurch really broke this down for us. We're just running through our notes here. I'll tell you guys, just because maybe you like stories from my job. But so literally yesterday at the time of this recording, speaking of what we're basically going to get into, this guy. So I responded to a collision. All right. That's all the details I'm going to give you as far as responding. But so I responded to this collision. It was a motorcycle collision. I do go to these guys a lot. It's winter now, but there's still riders out like me today. Definitely less in the winter. But anyways, this guy violated every fucking standard for safety and in every way. And he's lucky to be alive.
The rider?
The rider.
Okay.
Now, on his behalf, a cager also made a mistake. But cagers are going to make mistakes, and you have to be prepared for all the cager mistakes. This is one of the things, Lurch, back in episode 200 that I specifically talked about. So I'm going to set this up. So there's 2 lanes in each direction. Major like thoroughfare, right? Mm-hmm. So ask questions as I'm describing this in case you're not visualizing it. So 2 lanes each direction, double yellow center turn lane, right? There you go. Also, it's a 4-way, but coming into this main road are 2 2-lane roads coming into it. So it's a 4-way intersection, but doesn't make sense. Yeah. Major parallel 2 lanes in each direction, perpendicular on each end. Yeah. Okay. So you can cross it from this smaller residential street. You can cross this major thoroughfare.
Okay.
And there's stop signs for those 2 non-thoroughfare roads, the perpendicular roads, the little 2 ways, unmarked, no lanes, no painted lanes, just residential. So they have to stop. They have to yield to the main thoroughfare that's going in both directions. So this is one of the things I talked about. So before I tell you exactly what happened, the whole thing, the motorcycle rider is coming on the main thoroughfare, outside curb lane sidewalk.
Okay.
It's near a school zone. School is out. And because parents have to turn into all these different streets, everybody's trying to get their kid, they get backed up. And what do people want to do is some courteous people want to stop short and leave a gap for that person at the stop sign on that non-thoroughfare street, that perpendicular street to cross. They want to wave them out.
Oh, yeah.
They want to leave a gap, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I don't leave a gap, guys. And some people get pissed and honk when I'm off duty. I don't do it because I don't want to see you die. And I don't want to witness a crash.
Right. Because you're going to...
Don't leave gaps for people. Because
they may not pull just in front of you. They may cross into the other lane.
Yeah. Unless they have a signal on. And so say you're backed up. You're in the curb lane and somebody's pulling out and they have their right signal and they're just going to turn right in front of you. They're not going to cross lanes. I will allow that and I'll wave them out.
But not go
But if you're trying
across
to take a left or go full across, you are not. Mm-mm. So if you don't have your signal on, I'm not letting you cut the gap. And I'm doing that for your own safety. You just don't know it. Some people don't know it. So
They just think you're being a dick.
yes. So there's a car, cager, and he's on that perpendicular street. The traffic on the thoroughfare leaves a gap for him. They're all in the inside lane of both directions, stopped, gap. Everybody's leaving a gap because they're backed up and they want to leave the street open for. So the motorcycle is coming down outside lane, curb lane on the thoroughfare, and he's at a clip. He's well over the speed limit. So violate, number one. Number two,
Right lane.
not even wearing a helmet, bro.
What?
That's not something you see every day.
Well, no shit.
You're getting stopped
No
in
way.
Washington State by every
that's
cop
rare.
in town.
That is rare.
You just blatantly not going to wear, he's a young kid, blatantly not going to wear a helmet. I was like, you're an idiot. And so now I know there are states that don't wear helmets. That's cool. But here in the states, in Washington State, if you come in here and you don't wear a helmet, you're getting, number one, you're getting stopped, guaranteed ticket. Guaranteed ticket.
All my years of working the highway, I saw one coming through Yakima. Guy didn't have a helmet on. He just told me it was too damn hot.
Yeah, right.
Other than
I appreciate that.
occasionally you'd see it over near Spokane where people are coming across from Idaho where they don't have a helmet
and
on.
forget.
And they'll forget.
Don't forget they cross the state line.
Yeah, or they'll
Yeah.
wait. They'll wait until they get into the next exit or something, and put one on. But yeah, that's rare. You don't see somebody not wearing a helmet in Washington.
Yeah,
very often.
it's rare.
Yeah.
Anyways, this isn't by the way, audience, this is not a helmet debate on whether I don't care if you have a state. We've ridden without helmet. I don't anymore. I'm older and I feel like I just, I'm wiser, especially with all my training as a motorcycle instructor. I know that the littlest head hit can kill you. I've seen it. But anyways, again, choice that whatever states do what they want, up to you. If you live in a state, cool. A lot of our guys, when they're in states, that's a personal choice without helmets, right? So I don't want it to get into that kind of debate or saying, I'm just saying it's been a law so long in Washington. As law enforcement, you're getting a ticket for not wearing a helmet. It's pretty simple. So he's not wearing a helmet. He's wearing no all dark clothing. He's young. No license plates on the bike whatsoever.
Okay.
It's like a sports bike. It's an old Yamaha. It's been rebuilt. It looks like shit. It's been rattle can. Probably we thought stolen.
I was going to say, this sounds like a stolen motorcycle.
That's what we thought. So that car, so he's violating, no helmet, whatever, no extra lighting. Interestingly, we'll talk about it's a white bike. So, but it was rattle can. I don't know if that counts. But he's got the no helmet. Anyways, he's speeding. He's going fast, even though he has the right of way. Okay. This is the problem. That car gets flagged through. Another young kid, young driver. Oh, the other thing that the other motorcycle rider, no endorsement. Didn't even have a license.
Jesus.
ID card only. So just violating waiting to die.
Yeah, that was
basically you're waiting to die. Yeah. So this cager gets flagged on. He thinks it's a good idea to completely cross and cut that gap. Well, guess what lane he can't see? That's the problem, guys. You can't see
that far lane, the right lane, curb lane.
Yeah, you can't see the curb lane because all the traffic stopped. You just can't see it. And he made a decision. Dude, I swear to God, this happens daily. And it's why people think that they can.
And why wouldn't you
take a chance and not see? If you can't see that lane, you can't go. You just can't do it.
Why wouldn't you stop and look before you went out in front of that one?
Or just creep.
Yeah, just pull up into that.
Creep. I say don't even do it.
Creep. Yeah, it's not a good idea, but there's ways to do it safer, obviously, than just blowing right through.
Yeah, just gun it and hope that nobody's coming. Well, he was wrong.
Watch this. Hold my beer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no shit, dude. Yeah, he was wrong, and he crossed that outside lane on the very far side of the road. That motorcycle never braked. And there was witnesses that said he was going at a clip, and how he's alive, I don't know. This is like, I don't understand, because other people, like I say, get hit. It's just pure luck.
Yeah.
Get hit their head barely and they die. This guy hits the left rear of the car head on, or T-bone, not head on, T-bone, but it was the left rear quarter panel. Hits it so hard that Yamaha sports bike, old. So rider gets ejected over the car, gets launched like 30 feet, 20 feet maybe.
If that car would have been going a little bit slower and he hit the center of it, he'd be dead because he'd hit the...
I don't know. He might have ejected over because it was a small car.
It was low enough? Okay.
And he hit it so hard,
yeah,
he's not going straight. He's going up and over. It was a small enough car and the bike sat high enough. Yeah. So he did go up over the trunk and all that. He cleared it. Went down the road and landed on the road. No helmet, nothing, dude. Again,
barrel roll.
Don't think you can do this. And again, he was 16. So do that at 50, but nonetheless, how he didn't hit his head. He hit that car so hard, it spun the car 180 degrees. That's how much impact, the force of the impact, a motorcycle. You don't see that every day. No. Usually they're dead if that happens. Hit it, spun the car 180 degrees. The car goes backwards onto the side street and ends up turned around 180 degrees. Bent the axle on the car, wouldn't drive. It was all caved in, non-drivable. The rider, he breaks his wrist, probably has maybe a broken rib, but alive and talking, and got up after.
Lucky kid.
Yeah, that's all that is. It's just sometimes luck is on your side and sometimes it is not. And if he continues down that road, he will not be lucky next time. But no rider safety course, hasn't even, so anyways, what I wanted to say about that is it's a lot of the stuff we brought up. We're not talking specifically, but that's one of the things in episode 200 I brought up is...
Came out of nowhere.
As a motorcycle, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And as a motorcyclist, that is where you get hurt. Like when I'm on my police bike and I see backed up traffic like that, I dump speed and I'm literally, if I see those gaps left, I'm creeping up, covering the clutch, covering the brakes. And I talk about that extensively and I'm looking because I'm waiting and I'll try to see around the cars or I'll switch lanes if I can to try to get an angle to see if anybody's creeping out. But if I can't see, I literally will dump my speed to like 5 miles an hour and people are looking at you. They're not sure. Especially when you're on a police bike, and I'll dump it and I'll look and I'll make sure nobody's coming through the gap and then I'll go past the gap. You cannot take a chance as a rider on that. If you cannot see and there's a gap left, somebody's coming out of it and you're going to fricking hit somebody. So I don't want to get into any other rider safety stuff, but I thought that was enough. Like you said, number one, I didn't see him coming. There you go. Number one, it's because you're kind of an idiot and you didn't. Both drivers received tickets in this case for that, for running the gap and not being able to see the lane, fail to yield. And of course the cyclists for
all kinds of stuff,
all the rest of the plethora of things. The bike was not stolen.
Wow.
We found its identity through running the VIN on the neck.
Okay.
But no plates. It wasn't registered. Tabs expired a year ago.
It was sitting in a garage for a while.
He bought it from some other knucklehead. Yeah, it's one of who knows, But anyways, enough about that story. Moving on. Why don't you? I've been talking enough, and then we'll do this, and then you can get right back into. Oh, I did want to say, as far as the lighting goes, guys. That episode, we talked a lot about Ciro products because we sell a lot of Ciro products. And the Ciro products that we talk about are some of our favorites. And what episode? 349?
349.
It's a very recent one. So go over there. Lighting is huge. We're going to get into it a little bit more. But make sure you go over there. There's a lot of products that we've tested and tried, installed. We've got install videos. The Ciro stuff is amazing. Some of the lighting that we have on there, you can control by app, and you can make it do different patterns, which is super, super important for being seen. You don't want to get rented. Do not underestimate lighting. That's why we didn't integrate that into this episode. We literally did another full hour, over an hour episode on some of that and some of the statistics over there. And so do not underestimate your front lighting and side and rear lighting when you're on a motorcycle.
Yeah, episode 349 on the lighting is what got us to do this one because we realized there was a lot more to being seen than just lighting. And so we broke it up into two different podcasts.
All right. It's your turn. I'm done talking for a while. So you did these notes, you run through some of the stuff that you've learned.
So you had mentioned that there's a variety of recognized tactics that make motorcycles and riders more conspicuous. And you mentioned lighting, color, and rider strategy. So we're going to talk about lighting a little bit. Again, we've got a big episode on all the different types of lights, especially and particularly Zero. So check out 349 if you want to find out what lights we use and what we prefer. But there are some tactics that you can do regardless. And one of those is to run a high beam during the day. And what that NHTSA study said was the best way to help others see your motorcycle is to always keep the headlight and, if equipped, running lights on. Now, these days, pretty much, you turn on your bike, your headlight comes on, but make sure you have your headlight on. A motorcycle with its lights on is twice as likely to be noticed. Using your high beam during the day and at night increases the chances of that oncoming drivers will see you. Use your high beam when it is legal and safe to do so. When it is foggy, use the low beam. So this is something that I just adopted. I've noticed that you always run around with your high beam all the time during the day. And I don't know why I didn't do it. Maybe just because I thought the more I'm running around with the high beam on, the more likely it is to go out, I guess. I don't know. I can't think.
That's fair.
I think that's probably why.
Some old school thinking.
Yeah.
But I get it. I've thought stuff like that. I appreciate the honesty.
What's funny is I have an LED headlight.
Yeah, right, that's what I mean. But we come from halogen, and it's true.
I come from halogen back in the day. And so some of those weird things that you grew up doing kind of stick with you. But I've adopted that now. I run around with my high beam on during the day, and it just you're so much more likely to be seen with that high beam on during the day, and you're not going to bother anybody's eyes.
Not during the day. It affects nothing for visual of other cars at all.
Obviously, dusk and dawn at night. Yes, you then be cognizant of it. I've got to the point where I have my high beam on so much that I forget that it's on, and I'll take off at night and go down the road and not realize it's on. And in particularly my bike, the way the handlebars are set up, it actually kind of blocks my high beam indicator, so I don't really see it sometimes. So I've gotten so used to running around with it on that a lot of times I'll get flashed when I first take off at night and remember to, oh yeah, that's right, I need to turn that bad boy off.
And when he says flash, he's not talking about the ladies. FYI.
I wish. Some other things you can do for lighting is to add auxiliary lighting. And just a few examples. I mean, you can add some, bright LED turn indicators, some auxiliary lighting. You've got the TAC 10 lights on your bike.
Love them.
They, those grab attention.
Yeah. Even during the day, guys.
Yeah, they're just
I got them more for the day. I like them at night, but I ride more during the day.
Yeah, and so you've got the fairing mount version, if you will. They're up next to your headlight, but there is a road glide version, so to speak, that mounts to the crash bars. You can even use that on a Batwing bike if you want them down lower. But I've noticed that those bikes, with whether they're Zero products or not, when they have that extra lighting, those auxiliary lights, it really grabs attention more so than the amber lights up front. So I have the Zero LED Fang turn signal inserts in my bike, and those have a white running light instead of a yellow or amber running light, and it just adds. It's brighter. Your eye sees that white light versus a yellow or amber light so much better, but it adds some dimension to your bike. So auxiliary lighting, huge thing to do. Another option too is headlight modulators. So let me kind of go into this here, what the study says about it. Since 1979, most motorcycles sold in the United States have been equipped with automatic on headlamps to meet some state requirements. I think it's pretty much all of these days. I'm not aware of any that you can run around without a headlight on. Headlight modulators are federally regulated lighting devices, and such, all state laws governing them are preempted. Motorcycle headlight modulators have not been studied to determine their effects on other motorists. Just something to keep in mind. I suppose if you had a really crazy flash pattern or something, that might bother somebody. But most of the ones I see, there's just kind of slow.
Right. If they're legal, they have. It's very specific, so they have to be. Yeah, right. If they're make sure they're federally approved because they'll have a specific flash pattern within certain parameters.
Preempted, a higher authority of law, federal is higher than the state, will displace the law of a lower authority, the state law, of law when the two authorities come into conflict. So basically, preempted means that it's federally legal and the states can't make it illegal to have modulated headlights.
Right.
The Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, 49 CFR Part 571, I won't get into all the other numbers, links will be in the show note, allow motorcycle headlight modulation systems in all 50 states provided they comply with the standards set forth in the section.
So we're not going to get into this deep again, guys. We got into it very deep. If you want to learn, we actually dove in episode 349. Go back to that episode, and we broke because it was more lighting specific, we broke down and actually read the federal code. And we'll put this in the show notes too, but it's in those show notes also. And I actually read through the actual federal code, why they're legal, and we get into preemption a little bit more and the laws and how that overrides, and some of the specifics are in that law on how the flash patterns have to be, because they do have to be. They're very specific, the federal code, about how they have to be. So what we'll end with on this episode, not end the episode, but what all we're going to say about that, unless Lurch has any follow-ups, is make sure if you're getting a headlight modulator of any kind, make sure that it has the stamps on it wherever you're buying it from. We don't sell them right now. We might look into that at some point, but we do get into it in 349, and to just make sure that I guess what I'm saying is it's stamped, that it's got the federal code on there, and it has some DOT approval stamp, like you'll see on your lenses and different things. SAE, yeah. Make sure you see that. Make sure it's a reputable source so that you're in compliance. And then again, like Lurch said, it is a preemption and it's federal law, and there's not a ton of them like that. Most of the states make all their own traffic laws and everything, but once in a while the feds come along like that and preempt it and said, we're not even dicking with it. The study clearly, we're going to take the authority out of the states, and we're going to tell them that they can't make a state law not allowing them. So that was some interesting information we learned as we were preparing for the lighting episode. So yeah, there you go.
It's just one of those things that you don't normally see. So when you see a headlight modulating, it grabs your attention. So it's an option for you if you want to make sure that motorists see you from the front.
Yeah, totally. Ooh, next, we're going to get right into color of motorcycles.
Well, we got brake lights first, too.
Oh, brake lights, yeah.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already.
Oh, my ass.
Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around your seat, fits all motorcycles and stalls in seconds, easily cleans, and helps dampen those darn vibrations.
Oh, I love vibrations on my ass.
With plenty of miles to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head on over to the Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our line of butt buffer seat cushions.
You did pretty good, but I got you smiling a couple times. Yeah. That's good. I just want to see you smile. That's all. All right. Moving on.
Yeah, just one more thing on lighting. Brake light modulators are, we talked about them a little bit earlier, but and we really go into depth on them in episode 349.
Oh, yeah.
But another attention grabber.
Yep, big time.
Yeah, you can modulate them yourself a little bit, tap them. But these things, especially like the Serial 3D Latitude and some of the other ones, really grab attention. Not only do they flash as you're braking, you can have them set up to do patterns while you're stopped and grab attention. So just another great option to make sure motorists see you from the rear.
Definitely, guys. There you go. What are we moving into? Color of motorcycles?
Yeah.
We're going to rip through this. So the best colors, and then you can jump in, Lurch, wherever you want. White, your best bet to go with a white motorcycle. It's bright, reflects light, stands out. These are all studies, guys, that were done. It stands out from the other colors, and that's known on cars too. That's why a lot of police cars, isn't that why State Patrol went white, right? Because they're the best seen.
That's why they're, or black and whites.
Or black and whites, right?
The contrast between the two of them, yeah.
Good call. While white light might not affect or be the first choice for riders, it can appear as a classy option. Shows off, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the rest is a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Ride a bike with contrasting color, like Lurch said, so maybe a black and white or something like that. Other colors to consider are orange and yellow, which can draw more attention to your bike. In daylight, is this a bike color or riding color?
That's color in general.
Because we're going to talk about apparel, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
In daylight, green is the most visible color from a distance for human eyes. Okay, interesting. In the darkness, however, yellow is the easiest color to recognize. The rods, small structures in the eye, are responsible for sight in low light situations, and the cons are responsible for highlight conditions. Okay.
That just said cones.
Oh, cones. Okay, I was going to say. All right. Very interesting. So there you go. There's some, go ahead.
So that's why you see high vis yellow and high vis green. It's the two most popular colors for, safety workers, DOT workers, electricians, construction workers, police officers.
That's why we'll get into that apparel a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Down in apparel.
We'll do it in apparel. Yeah.
Good. Yes. High vis stuff, cones. Look at the color cones.
Yeah.
That's why construction uses bright orange cones and reflective and And it's not just because it seems like common sense that those be seen in your mind because we've gotten so used to seeing it, but there's actual studies behind this, guys, like literal studies, like we just talked about the rods and the cones in your eyes and what your brain picks up before and all that. Now, worst colors, Lurch, what is it?
I know this is hard to believe, but it's black. Black's the worst color. While black bikes are most popular when it comes to motorcycle colors, you can still add patterns, designs, or trim that'll create contrasting colors on your bike and make it stand out. So if you've got all the black chrome and the black parts are the murdered outlook is really popular right now. If you've got a black bike with black trim, you've got the hardest to see bike out there, especially at night.
Yep.
So, you can do things. If you do have a black bike, there are things you can do. You can put
apparel, which we'll talk about.
You can wear bright apparel. You can put good lighting on it.
Yep.
You can put reflective stuff on it. One of the first things that we like to do, or some riders like to do, is pull off those fork reflectors and the reflector off the back. If you got a black on black bike, you may want to consider for safety. If you're worried about safety and being seen, you might want to leave those reflectors on.
Yep. There you go. Good. Interesting on colors. It's good points to bring up because we forget about that we always pick a color based on what our taste is. And I still will do that, but it's interesting to know, the brighter the colors and plus I just don't get black bikes anymore. I had one and they suck to keep clean.
Yeah.
I'm horrible. I haven't washed my bike in months, my Street Glide Special, and it's dirty, but it doesn't, if it was black, it would look like it had a Mad Max bike or something, dude.
That whiskey amber on your bike is just,
God, it hides it.
It hides the swirl marks, the scratches, all kinds of stuff. Even if you get a little dust on it, you can't really tell. My bike is the Superior Blue. It's not as bad as a black bike, but you can still see the dust on it, the swirl marks. If I want to keep it looking good, I've got to, cut and buff that thing, keep it shining.
Yep. Good call. And, I will say, we're going to jump ahead just a little bit, then we're going to get into apparel, but size matters.
That's what I've been told.
We're done. All right. We're not taking it out on that bombshell. Size does matter. So through some of our research, and you can clean this up, Lurch, but the fairings make a difference. Like the incident yesterday, the little sports bike, no fairing, just a little sports bike. The more mass you have, number one, the more the ladies will like you.
That's right.
Okay. Number two, you'll be seen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Enough so that you can be alive and let the ladies see your actual mass. So fairings. Sorry. So Lurch is just trying to take this somewhere I was just reasonable.
I'm just thinking of a sports bike versus a cruiser. The larger your bike is, obviously, the easier you're going to be seen. If you've got some ape hangers, your hands are up there. If you've got a fairing that's wider, anything you do to make yourself look bigger,
stronger, scarier,
is going to grab more attention. Luckily for sport bike riders, bright colors have been popular on the bikes and apparel for a long time. So at least they've got that going for them. As touring riders, in particular Harley and Indian riders, we tend to like the black clothing, the black helmets, the black bike. So, speaking specifically though about the fairings and anything you add on, anything that adds width or height to the bike is going to make you more noticeable. So bikes with fairings, and especially if you've got some zero accent lighting on that fairing to really outline your fairing, makes that bike much more conspicuous.
Good call. Speaking of, so the more mass, the more bulk your bike, that's why I actually like it when I put my beloved Rick Rack quick detached luggage system on, because now it's like a big trunk on there, and I even have more mass, Lurch, to be seen. Rick Rack has just what you're looking for, guys. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attached strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special. You can't find it anywhere else. Yep. And they ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack,
Rick Rack.
You'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the law-abiding biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. And you see how I just worked right into that.
Nice job.
Beautiful. Now,
we also just got stocked up on all the GoPro mounts and
Rick Rack GoPro mounts.
Yep. Rick Rack gas cap keeper. Rick Rack extended seat bolts. We stocked
black chrome extended seat bolts. You guys got to get one of those in your hand. They're awesome.
Yeah, check it. We're all stocked up. Go on over to the Law-Abiding Biker store and check out our Rick Rack products.
Yeah, there you go, guys. But I do love my Rick Rack quick attach system. And speaking, all jokes aside, it does add bulk and it just makes my bike that much bigger. And so there you go. Now we know, based on studies, based on the science, as they would say, that when I put that on, I'm actually even more easy to see. So I love that thing. Love our Rick Rack. Been selling them for so many years, guys. If you don't have it, and you're taking time to undo all those straps and at stops or your hotels. What a pain. Those days long gone for this guy. Literally in 15 seconds off, and I'm rolling it up to my hotel room. Same in the morning. So there you go, guys. Let's talk about color. You did this. Why don't you talk about the apparel a little bit and dive into that, Lurch?
Well, no shock here, but bright colors are going to be noticed better. And you can start with your helmet. If you see a motors officer, quite often they're wearing a white and black helmet. When I say motors officer, just to refresh, law enforcement police officer riding a motorcycle. And that's because that white or that combination of white and black really grabs your attention. I saw something that said something like 80% of the helmets sold are black. I mean, most time we buy black. Almost all my helmets are black. I've got one that I think it's kind of a gray.
I have one that's a gray.
That's dark gray.
Yeah.
The only bright helmet I have is the Alpine Star helmet that I won at the Tour Tech Rally last year. I'm
about due for another personal. I'm getting 3,
close.
But I'm actually not going to buy a black one.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy something more because of this.
Yeah.
And because of what I know, and yeah. So anyways, just with that, I don't know.
What color are you thinking?
I don't know. I need to look at what models and what colors are available. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to be what I want. It's going to be what they have available.
Right, sure.
Best case scenario.
And the thing is to be honest, if you buy a black helmet, gloss black, matte black, whatever, it's going to go with any bike that you ride.
Right.
And so I think that's one reason that a lot of people go with that.
I can understand
when you
that.
Switch from bike to bike, if you're wearing a yellow helmet on a red bike, I don't know.
I would have cared about that 10 years ago.
Yeah, I would.
I could say now I don't give two shits.
Yeah.
I'm so mismatched. I don't care. As long as it's comfortable and it works is all I care about anymore.
And you get that way later in life.
Yeah.
But I mean,
as you tour across country, thousands and thousands of miles, you care less about how you look and you care more about functionality and comfort.
The aesthetics, and the looks is important to you when you're younger. And then comfort and, not getting ran over seems to be more important to you as you get older.
Seems to be more important as I want to, go into retirement at some point and enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah, so obviously bright helmets are, colored helmets are easier to be noticed, as well as brighter clothing on your upper torso, so jackets and whatnot. And when I think of this, I think of, in particular, Patron member Jim Demetrius. He wears a bright jacket, and that really grabs attention.
High-vis Jim.
High-vis Jim, there you go. And then your department is one of the few that I know of that wears,
this state.
Yeah, that wears some high-vis on their jackets, and that
jackets
really,
and shirts
really grab. Oh, that's right. Shirts
our
are
patrol
too.
shirts are all yellow, green, high vis. Our jackets are high vis. Yeah,
it's an attention grabber, even when you're off the bike.
Yep.
And you're wearing that to be seen. I mean, now normally, if you're working in a car at night, you're not wearing that high vis green because you don't necessarily want to be seen when
I'm sneaking around houses. But I don't do much of that anymore. I'm just traffic.
But when you're on a bike, you want to be seen, and so I applaud your agency for wearing that bright stuff. So
and they require our officers. It's policy when they're at a collision scene directing traffic or out at a collision scene, they have to put their high vis vests over.
Yeah, that became I don't know if it's a federal standard or state standard, but I remember when I was working, that became an issue. It was it might have even been OSHA.
Yeah, it might have been
OSHA. Yeah, we can get our asses fined for not wearing the high vis stuff when you're out there. So it's an option if you want a black helmet because it matches your bike or it matches all kinds of bikes. This is another option. You could just go with a high vis jacket, a high vis vest. The military makes guys wear high vis. I think they have to wear at least a kind of you can get it down to just like a sash or something. But anything high vis, throw it over is obviously going to grab more attention. And another option is reflective material. A lot of the A lot of riding jackets have reflective piping in them, or helmets. Yep. Most all helmets have a little
shoes.
bit.
My riding shoes, they pipe it in.
Yep, the back of the shoes, luggage, jackets, helmets usually have it at the bottom of the neck, at the back of your head. That grabs a lot of attention at night, and it shows it shows dimension. So, So you could actually, if you wanted to, you could even put some some reflective material on your bike if you chose to.
Right, right.
There's some tasteful stuff I think you could put on that you wouldn't necessarily see much during the day, but light it up at night. So most motorcycle collisions occur in broad daylight. So wear brightly colored or reflective clothing and to increase your chances of being seen. Bright orange, red, or yellow, or green jackets or vests are the best for being seen. Brightly colored helmets can also help others see you. Reflective material on a vest and or on the sides of the helmet will help drivers see you from the side. Reflective material can also be a big help for drivers coming toward or from behind you. Remember, your body is half of the visible surface area of the motorcycle/rider unit.
Yep. So if you are rocking that black helmet and that black bike or something, you might try thinking about some reflective material and or high vis, at least as the rider, you can be seen. I want to thank the following people. We love our patron members. We want you to become a patron member because we want to give you benefits. We want to get to know you better. We want you in the private Facebook group. Hey, for whatever reason, you don't want to do that. You want to leave a flat donation. We never buck. And a flat donation. Following people.
We'd like to thank Alan Benson of New Waverly, Texas. David Jones of Healdsburg, California, and Joshua Lyons of Fenton, Missouri.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It helps put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank.
And keep this thing running on down the road.
We love the flat donations too, guys. But we love our patron member just because we want you in the private Facebook group and get to know you and all that. So thank you very much. And the last thing we'll talk about here, and then we're going to take it out, guys. One last thing, and I do love to throw my Thunder Revs.
Yes,
Lurch wrote it right in the show notes. He always laughs at me. I'm the Thunder Rev King.
Yeah.
I just always throwing Thunder Revs on my bike, and loud pipes. Yes, they do save lives. Although they don't want to do a study about that because there's politics involved in that, and there's emissions. And so for NHTSA to go out and say loud pipes would be counterproductive to their other laws that say there's certain loudness levels and certain emission levels. All we're going to say about that, guys, is I do actually, and even on my police bike, which is stock, my new police bike, we actually put stage 1. It's a little louder. But I literally, on my personal bike too, if I'm coming up to an intersection and I see somebody and how those certain drivers, they just have to start rolling their wheels a little bit even before you pass because they're anticipating getting out. Oh, it drives me
Give
fucking
them
nuts.
some Thunder Revs.
I'll literally stop on my bike sometimes if I'm not sure, and I'll stare at them until they stop their wheels. I'm not going to take the chance, guys. You don't get a second chance. But I will, coming up, I will throw the Thunder Revs, and a lot of times it gets their attention and they'll stop all of a sudden. I'll slow and throw Thunder Revs. Anything you can do, don't violate the law. California, you're screwed. Your bikes have to sound like sewing machines down there. And so I'm sorry about that. If you live in California, we love you, but it sucks that you guys have leadership that restricts you so much down there. But nonetheless, you figure it out. Follow, your laws and federal, check into it, whatever you want to do. If you don't, you could get a ticket. It's life. But but even the regular bikes, guys, or just a stage 1, it's worth throwing Thunder Revs. They are louder than cars, even stock. Loud pipes or some sound, definitely, to get their attention. Does work, and I have got, even on my police bike, I've gotten people's attention that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just a cute sticker and a saying.
Right.
It's true. Loud pipes do save lives.
Yep. If they can hear you, or if when in a lane, when I'm coming up next to them and I can't get out right away and I think, I don't want them to change lanes, they'll rev a little bit so they know I'm there. Then they'll look over in their mirror, so let them know where you're at.
The stock horn on most motorcycles sounds like a child's bike, a little ding, ding, ding. They're not very loud. So if they even work at all, sometimes it seems like you hit the button, nothing really happens on the Harleys in particular. But, you've got those pipes to use instead of the horn. So use those bad boys.
There he goes. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope it was informational. We hope it was entertaining.
We hope it was infotaining.
There you go, guys.
That's an old one. Had
thanks.
Got that one for a while.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Lurch. What do you want to call to action on these folks?
Well, we are approaching the holiday season,
Ooh.
which means
Is this going to come out before this?
Yes.
Okay. You know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, it'll be out in probably December 10th or so.
Okay.
Maybe a little first part of December. So holiday season's coming up. All you last minute shoppers and the rest of you normal folks, click on through our banner, go to lawabidingbiker.com, click through our affiliate page and for Amazon and bookmark that thing.
lawabidingbiker.com/banners is what Lurch wanted to say. Did you say that?
I hadn't.
Okay. All right.
Because I didn't get the opportunity to.
Well, no, because you said banners and then you said go to lawabidingbiker.com and banners. All right. He's gonna direct you to where to go.
lawabidingbiker.com/banners, and we've got all kind of affiliate links there. Click on the Amazon. It'll redirect you to Amazon. Bookmark that and save it. Amazon Lab, Help It Lab, whatever you want to call it. Every time you click on that bookmark, it'll take you through that portal. You get the same prices, but we get a little bit of a taste. So costs nothing for you to help support us, and we appreciate it. So the holiday season coming up, make sure to, if you haven't already set up that bookmark, please do.
There you go. And if you forget the banners, the other one, if you want to go just direct to our Amazon link, it's lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. That's /Amazon.
Even easier.
Yeah. And so once you get there, like Lurch says, just bookmark it, name it, and golden. You can buy Lurch. Purchases a lot of interesting things on Amazon. He's really, I noticed the other day he made a purchase of just some butt lube.
What?
I'm not.
Whatever.
I don't ask a lot of questions.
Full of shit.
Well, dude, I'm just saying. I don't know why some of the purchases he makes, and then on top of it, he tried to make it a business expense. He put it in the books. Just, it's a random entry, butt lube. I'm like, I don't even understand that, dude. I don't want to know what Lurch does when he's not with me. He didn't try to bring it today. It wasn't in his bag. I actually took a peek just to make sure he didn't bring that over.
I'd like to see the analytics on the Amazon affiliate because I don't got time to go run around looking for shit. So Amazon can have it on my porch in a day or two. I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. Like I said, I click through the link because it's not my business, it's yours, so you can get that. I'd like to know how much I'm contributing.
Yeah, that would be good, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll break it. I don't think it breaks it down by user.
It doesn't.
It's ambiguous, but it shows you. Yeah,
I'd love to know.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Curiosity.
There you go, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, you Patron members, we love our beloved Patron members. Thank you so much for your support. It is our number one way we look at what we can provide here. So we appreciate that very much. And don't forget, you Patron members, you get this episode right away, all episodes uploaded to the back end of your Patron account. So you can immediately listen. You get it most of the time, a long time before the regular listeners. So don't forget to be checking the back end of your Patron accounts for that exclusive content. You'll get it. You'll know about it long before everybody else. All right. We are out of here. Peace.